Hey, welcome. I am your brother, OJ Kenyatte Johnson, and this is the Black More. Uh, our mission is to educate, motivate, and uplift Black people worldwide and everyone who loves us, regardless of race, religion, or nationality. Now, today, I got to share a little frustration with y'all today. So please bear with me. But them white supremacists have been coming after me. Like every day, it seems like I am battling some nonsense with white supremacists who don't know basic American history or basic world history. And it's like nauseating. I need to, as my wife says, just don't engage with those idiots. But it is what it is. And so today, what I did is I just put together a list of what I call 10 amazing facts about Black history that drive white supremacists absolutely crazy. Now, again, this is not all 10. We got more that we can talk about or what have you. This is not in any particular order. We're the first or the least or to the highest. Or it's just 10 random ones that I put up there because just as I'm thinking in the middle of the night when I'm arguing with these idiots. Okay. So I'll try to stay on topic. I wrote them down and printed them out so I can stay focused because y'all know me. I can start rambling and go off on a tangent. So I will try to stay concise and to the point and make this as quick as possible. Okay. So let's get it on. So number one, Alki Bulan. Okay. You know it as Africa, as Mother Africa. Alki Bulan gave birth to humanity. Now, I'm going to force you to rethink what we have all been taught in church and in schools about Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, right? We know by scientific fact now that all humanity came out of Africa. Africa first and then spread out throughout the rest of the world, right? White supremacists absolutely hate that fact and they never want to deal with it, right? But again, we got to start rethinking about how we think about humanity, right? And instead of Adam and Eve, it probably more was like Moesha and Draymond. Wrap your head around that. Moesha and Draymond, and exactly where the Garden of Eden was, because it was in Africa. Alka Bulan. Okay. Number two, Black people never waited in darkness for white Europeans or anyone else on the planet to bring the light of civilization to us. Right? Our history never started with slavery. Right? Again, Africa is so old. When Europe decided to wake up and join the rest of the world in civilization, Africa was already ancient, had already had glory periods, highs and lows, and what have you. This is a fact, again, that drive white supremacists absolutely crazy. They think everything started and is surrounded around Europe. That's not so. Number three, Black Africans have saved Europe at least 2 times throughout history. Right, now, the first time, as I alluded to, was when those Greeks decided to wake up and join the rest of civilization. They came into Africa, Kemet, Egypt, to learn. They came as students, not as conquerors, not as invaders. They came as students. And if you think Pythagoras was the author of the Pythagoras theorem, if you think he thought of that, again, you're uneducated and you need to read a book, right? The Pythagoras theorem was on temple walls thousands of years before Pythagoras was even born. He came over as a student, got this information from the sacred priest in the temples, and then he took that back to Europe, right? He plagiarized it, regurgitated it, and now him and the rest of these Greek philosophers present to you Greek philosophy. And you think, oh, everything was started with Greek philosophy. Read a book. That ain't true. And white supremacists hate that fact. Absolutely hate it. Um, number four. Number four. There were 12 long black African dynasties before any outside rulers came in and ruled Egypt at any point. Again, there was 12 dynasties of black African Egyptians who ruled Egypt before any outside invaders ruled Egypt. Those outside invaders were the Hyksos, or some people pronounce it the Hyksos, Hyksos, the Hyksos, and they were not from Europe. They were not European at all. Again, white supremacists hate this fact, but again, they were not from Cleopatra's birth line. They were not part of Alexander the Great's lineage or any of this type of garbage that y'all try to tell me. Okay, know your history. Okay, the Hyksos were not Europeans. They didn't come from Europe. Okay, number five. Number five. Black people have been involved in every battle, war, or skirmish in American history, and we are not going anywhere. We're not. Historically speaking, Black people have been amongst the most patriotic people in the entire country and throughout the entire history of this country, and we ain't going nowhere. Right. So to all you white supremacists who, when we're complaining that things aren't perfect and we need to be better, we need to live up to the ideology, right? In the quotes and everything in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance, they want to come back and say, well, if you don't like it, just get out. We ain't going nowhere. We have built this country. We're not going anywhere. Number six. And this one really gets them. Really gets them. Number six, Black unity scares the hell out of white supremacists. I'm speaking to all of my brothers and sisters. I don't care if you speak English, if you speak Spanish, if you speak Portuguese, if you speak patois, any other dialect. I don't care. I'm speaking to you. White supremacists are scared of us unifying across this planet. Black people all over the planet. And also Black and brown unity. They can't take it. It scares them. They know that it's going to be over 80% unified and coming after the white supremacist ideology. So, brothers and sisters, we need to unite. Don't fall for the old divide and conquer technique that they've been using for hundreds and hundreds of years against us, right? That's straight garbage. We don't need that. Don't let me calm down. Wusa. Again, Black unity scares the hell out of white supremacists. Uh, number seven. All right, number seven. Historically speaking, Black people have always loved those who love us. We embrace foreigners with humanity. Now, to our detriment, we have seen this played out. I don't care if it's in Africa, across the planet, America, what have you. Black people will embrace newcomers until all of a sudden we find out that you didn't deserve to be treated as family or as humans because you come with some devilish tactics. Okay, but this is also a philosophy principle that you see across the world. You see this with Native Americans, right? The indigenous people. When them Spanish came over with devilish ideas and wanted to enslave people, they had no clue what was going on. But Black and brown people, and Black people in particular, we embrace foreigners as humanity. We bring it with open arms. We want to exchange ideas and goods and come with love. It's not about enslaving people and what have you, historically speaking. Okay. Number 8. And this is recent. White supremacists hate this. March 25th, 2025, the United Nations General Assembly declares that the Atlantic slave trade and chattel slavery was the greatest crime against humanity. They finally came out and say the greatest crime against humanity is the Atlantic slave trade and chattel slavery. Now, interesting enough, there were three countries who did not vote for that, who said absolutely not, who were actually against it, who voted literally against it. They didn't have to say we're not going to vote. They just said we're going to actually vote against it. Three countries: America, America's dirty partner, Israel, and then also Argentina. Now, again, I don't even know if Argentina even has a president, right? Didn't we arrest him? Didn't Trump say he was, again, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, but didn't Trump say he was like the acting president of Argentina already? Didn't he say that he wanted, once he left us presidents, he wanted to come over and be the president of that country as well? Right? Isn't he just making his family rich off of Wusa, OJ? Number nine, and this really drives white supremacists crazy because I hit them with this question all day long and they can never answer it. They always dodge the question. They try to tell me, oh, we can't talk about hypotheticals and what have you, okay? But number nine, this is for those white supremacists who say, OJ, racism is over. There is no racism. There's no such thing as systemic racism in America. We've had the civil rights era. Obama has been the president already, okay? So here's my question to y'all then. This is my January 6th question I ask all you MAGAs, right? All you white supremacists as well, right? On January 6th, had that been thousands of Black people climbing the walls of the Capitol, smearing feces all over the walls, right? Yelling and chanting to hang the Vice President of the United States, going in and hurting and killing police officers, right? If that was either Black people or thousands of Muslims, do you think the outcome would be the same? Would these people be given a pardon? And then by the president, and then would the president come in and try to pay them reparations, pay them money for their good deeds? I'll answer that honestly. If it was thousands of Black people that did that all over your TVs that you saw, it was all live. If that was thousands of Black people crawling the walls like cockroaches, thousands of Muslims doing that, do you think the same outcome would have been the same with this government? The treatment would have been the same, the outcome the same. If the answer is no, which we all know is no, it wouldn't have been the same, then that is in proof itself that you know there's something wrong with the system and you refuse to do anything about it and you support people who deliberately promote this racist actions, right? It's you know it and you defend it. White supremacists can never answer that question. You know it's a difference. You know it's a difference. Let me tell you, and give me an example when you try to tell us it's hypothetical. Let's not forget that I believe it was 1989 when the U.S. government dropped a bomb on a Black neighborhood in Philadelphia. Right? They didn't like the residents, the look of the complexion of those residents, and thought, you know what? We're just going to drop a bomb in an apartment. We're going to get everybody that we look for and anybody else's casual just damage. Now, if they can do that back in the 80s, what you think they're going to do in 2026? Please answer that honestly. You know it's a problem. Here's the last thing. Number 10 that white supremacists hate. And it's this last idea. And it's the simple fact that our diversity is our strength. It is our strength. Diversity is our superpower. This is something that we should use on the world stage, not only here in America, but across the planet. And, tap into our diversity. That is our superpower. We need to get rid of this ideology of a melting pot of all one color and flavor. And we need to adopt, again, a salad, beef stew, or gumbo type of ideology where we take all the different parts, all the ingredients, we love them individual, but they come together and make up this great American meal. That's what America is about. All of us, regardless of race, religion, nationality, right? Come into America, want to add to this great country, right? That's what makes America great, not racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. Okay, let me calm down. Y'all come at me, have me flexing on them. All right, y'all. Let me know. Hey, if you feel me, like, share, hit the algorithm or what have you. But these again are my top 10, my 10 amazing facts about Black history that drive white supremacists absolutely crazy. It's been fun, y'all. Hey, it's your brother OJ. Peace.